There seems to be no good news coming in for the Ukrainian president. He is battling war on multiple fronts. On the front lines, the situation is rather grim. We've been telling you about this. Ukraine is struggling to keep up that fight against Russia's war machine. This as US President Donald Trump pushes a new peace formula. On the other hand, searches at the residence of Zelensky's top aide simmering major political crisis and tensions. Our next report telling you more about what's happening on the ground, as the stakes could not be any higher.
In Europe's most volatile war zone, a new diplomatic fault line is opening. Volodymyr Zelensky, once the global face of resistance, is now caught in a brutal geopolitical vice. US President Donald Trump signals a fresh peace proposal, one that reportedly demands Kyiv accept frontline realities as they are today. A deal many see as bad, but possibly the only deal on the table. Zelensky faces a tough choice between a painful compromise or a no deal and further war.
The Russian war continues, and we all hear that Russia scorns the efforts of key global powers to truly end the war with a lasting peace. But whether there will be peace does not depend on Russia's threats or on whatever ultimatums it voices. It depends on the conditions the world ensures so that this aggression cannot be continued.
For Zelensky, this is a nightmare crossroads. His army is stretched, ammunition low, funding from its European allies is uncertain. On the front lines, three separate crises are unfolding. Russia is moving fast in Zaporizhia and in Kupiansk, further to the north. Putin asserts Russian forces have surrounded the embattled Ukrainian city of Pokrovsk and control 70% of it, but Kyiv's top general said Ukraine was pushing back hard. Zelensky is also fighting another losing battle. The flames of corruption has now reached his doorsteps. Ukraine's anti-corruption agencies search the home of his powerful chief of staff. The official, Andriy Yermak, is the person leading Kyiv's negotiating team trying to hash out terms with Washington. Putin is playing hardball. He rules out any agreement with what he calls Ukraine's illegitimate leadership. He alleges Kyiv made a fundamental strategic mistake by not holding elections under martial law. The Russian president thunders his readiness to fight on if Kyiv chooses to fight to the last Ukrainian. Yet, behind the chest thumping, Moscow signals something unexpected. Putin is open to discussing a Trump-led peace plan with US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff's visit to Moscow next week.
As I understand, they decided that all 28 points should be grouped into 4 separate components. We received all this information. In general, we agree that US-backed peace plan can be used as a basis for future agreements. But it will be impolite on my part to speak about any final versions because there are none.
Putin maintains that legal status of Crimea and Donbass is one of the key points of discussions with the US over a newly proposed peace plan for Ukraine. As Putin courts Washington and Trump pushes his own peace formula, Kyiv's room to maneuver narrows by the hour. Zelensky's next move could shape not just Ukraine's fate, but the future of European security itself. Bureau report, WION World is one.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.